Today I fucked up by trying to hook up with a girl I met for the first time. Oh shit, tonight I fucked up boys and girls. So let's start with a little background information. About 2 weeks ago my ex and I had a bad breakup and I moved about 2 hours away to a bigger city. I don't really know anyone in this area besides family, so single, new area, also feeling a bit frisky equals download Tinder. What the fuck could go wrong? Right? Well, I'll tell you. I'm laying in bed swiping away at some cuties and got a few matches fairly quickly. So anyways, I started messaging. Now one girl is definitely piquing my interests more than the others. Why, you ask? Because she's making it very obvious in her messages that she wants to engage in a little hanky-panky. So those messages combined with her revealing pictures she had up made my brain throw out the 6 million years of evolution and instead, let my lil bebop make the decisions. After a few more messages she asks me, are you okay with cats? I have a few. All I can think, or at least all my womb raider can think, is it gaff if you have a circus hamster that can juggle? I just wanna smash. After a few more messages she finally hits me with that address. It's about a 30-minute drive, so it's not too bad. I get halfway there and get another message from her. I'm sorry but the house is a little messy. Again, I don't care. But you see, me not caring is where I fucked up. I'm a very cleanly person, so I figured she just had a few clothes on the ground, nothing too bad, you know. Well, I was fucking wrong. I got to her house and messaged her that I was there. She came and opened the door for me. I walked in and it was pretty dark inside, but I could see piles clothes and God knows what else stacked up against the walls. It smelled a little weird, but it wasn't insufferable. At this point, my mind is saying let's just get to her room because it can't be as bad as it is here. Well, guess what? I was fucking wrong again. As soon as she opened the door to her room, a nose-stinging aroma slapped me in my face, causing those 6 million years of evolution to return instantly just so I can enter survival mode. Now, remember those cats I told you about? Well, I didn't until I saw and smelled that this girl had 8 fucking cats all confined to her little 12x12 room, complete with an overflowed litter box, cat shit clearly visible on the only visible part of her floor. At this point all I can think is run. Started feeling my pockets as if I was looking for something and said, shit, I forgot a condom out in my car, I'll be right back. I proceeded to walk out to my car, get in, and fucking book IT. Now remember, I'm in unfamiliar territory. I don't even know if I'm heading towards my house at this point, I just know I'm heading away from hers. I blocked her immediately before I could even pull up directions back home. Which brings me to now, laying in bed, and freshly showered again. I still have her address in my GPS, so I'm gonna go ahead and make an anonymous report to the ASPCA. She shouldn't be living in those conditions and neither should those poor cats. Too long didn't read. I went to go hook up with a girl from Tinder. Turns out her bedroom is the world's largest litter box for 8 cats and I'm reporting her for animal neglect. I did this once with a coworker. I was horny, thought this should be easy. Went over. Dog piss. The smell was so strong, couldn't leave faster. Oh my god. I went on a date with the male equivalent of this girl. We'd been out once before and he seemed pretty normal. Went to his house for a second date where he was going to make us dinner and we'd watch a movie. House was fucking filthy. Cat hair everywhere, entire apartment smelled like litter box from one cat, and where there wasn't trash or dirty dishes, there were full ashtrays and trash being used as an ashtray. The kicker was when he asked me to pick out a movie and his entire porn DVD collection was mixed in with the rest of the movies and he seemed fairly proud of that. I made an excuse that my babysitter had an emergency and got the hell out. It's a bit messy. Lamau. That line is so ambiguous, it can mean barely nothing or a shithole. Oh my god, I wonder what she thought when you left and blocked her. This reminds me of that Friends episode of the girl with the filthy apartment, lol. If you g info about what happens with the animal neglect report, let us know. Yes, I need the updates. Today I fucked up by peeing the bed. Obligatory. This happened a couple years ago. I got a new job a while back and immediately took a liking to one of my coworkers. He is fine as can be with a spicy personality to match. After a while we got closer and started casually seeing each other, and by that I mean we would get food after work then get hammered at my place. So it was a regular night for us, chicken wings and Crown Royal all around. I remember this night in particular because we drank more than Frank Gallagher on an average Tuesday. We made it upstairs, trashed, and I gave her the usual, the best 4 minutes of her life, and we passed out. I woke up before her and realized the worst thing that you can realize when you're in bed with a new woman. I pissed the bed, like a lot. Panic set in. What does one do in this situation? I'm hungover, thirsty, and covered in urine. Not a good look. Light bulb. I had an idea. I slid out of that bed as quiet as possible, like my life depended on it, and made my way downstairs. I drank the best cup of water from my fridge I've ever had, then refilled my glass all the way to the brim. I walked back upstairs to my sleeping beauty. Still sleeping, perfect. I crawled back into bed and whoops, dropped the cup of water all over the place. Yep, that was my huge light bulb of an idea. Throw a cup of water all over this bitch. Let me tell you, it worked perfect. She wasn't happy about it, but hey, it wasn't piss, so I'll take it. I apologize for being so clumsy and we get back to our routine of work, party, then getting ready for work again. Everything worked perfect. I ended up telling her well over a year later and she holds it against me to this day still. No hard feelings and we're happy with each other and even have a place together, with a totally dry bed, all the time. Too long didn't read, met a girl, pissed all over her, covered it up flawlessly, happily ever after. Years ago my female friend pissed the bed in a hotel in Vegas. She and another male, very alpha male, friend had passed out in the same bed. They were just friends, no hookups ever. She woke up super early and realized what had happened. He hadn't woken up yet, so she got up, still drunk, changed her clothes, and went out into the other room of the suite and passed out again on the couch. To this day he thinks he's the one who pissed the bed. How do you know she didn't pee on you? I've woken up to a girl telling me sorry, and feeling my bed wet. I wish she would have dropped a cup of water on me, lol. So you peed on her and then felt so bad that you had to throw cold water on her too. Nice, smiley face. You're a genius. A genius. Thank you. One of my prouder moments. Also one of my most embarrassing moments, lol. Today I fucked up by telling my coworker a vasectomy does in fact not stop fluid being ejaculated. For whatever reason, my coworkers and I got onto the topic of their husbands having had a vasectomy. One woman claimed her husband had a vasectomy years back and mentioned that it stops all of that mess. I asked what she meant and she went on to claim that a vasectomy stops all men from being able to ejaculate, i.e., with fluid. I told her that no, they still ejaculate with fluid, it just stops the sperm. My coworker refused to believe this for a while until she googled it. She now knows that I was right, but also thinks her husband has been faking it when they've had sex, because there's been no fluid for years afterwards. They seem to somewhat dislike each other and the woman is miserable in general, so it wouldn't surprise me. Still, didn't mean to give her reason to think he's been pretending. Edit, thought I'd clarify that the coworker thought the point of a vasectomy is to stop all fluid. I was trying to correct that as I know that's not true and it's rare to not have anything, but yeah, if he's not just faking it then he ought to get checked out medically. Too long didn't read, I gave reason to think her husband has been faking it for years now, because she didn't know men still ejaculate fluid after a vasectomy. After you have a vasectomy you are supposed to get your ejaculate checked to make sure no swimmers are present. This would be kind of impossible if you had no ejaculate. Asking here just because, so what changed after getting a vasectomy? Still feels the same. You still orgasm liquid, but it's just sterile? Sex doesn't feel different or change at all, and it doesn't affect libido? Is it clear or white in color? Lamau, sorry, dumb questions. My husband had it done 5 years ago. Libido is the same smile, your body gets all the same hormones from the gonads, testes, and the sperm is just broken down and reabsorbed. It was my husband's big fear that his balls were going to forever swell with the unused sperm, lol. My husband has little to no fluid. A swollen prostate or cysts in it can prevent any fluid from coming out. Also can be a sign of prostate cancer. It is more a sign he needs to get checked. For a number of years as a teen and young man, I just assumed you puffed hair out after a vasectomy. Could you imagine how funny that could be with condoms? Also, as a woman, I don't think I'd want some dude bicycle pumping my lady bits. Not so much FU. Clearly they need help. Makes me feel better, think it might have caused more issues between the pair because the thought never entered her head before I said anything.